Hi guys and welcome to Investor's Guide to the Galaxy. It's your host Alex Ionescu. Netflix is switching to marketing before new movie releases. Netflix and Microsoft team up for cheaper plan with ads. And we will take a quick look at the financials of the company. Let's dive right into it. Netflix stock price. On July 15, Netflix up 8.2%, year to date down 68%, past year down 64%. Netflix has a market cap of 84 billion with a PE ratio, price per earnings ratio, of 17. That's not too bad. In 2009 it had a annual revenue of 1.67 billion and now it has grown steadily to 30 billion per year in 2022, revenue trailing 12 months. Netflix net income, it looks good here also, not even a single year with loss. That's very good. That's a stable company. In the beginning, Netflix was not so profitable, but from 2016, the profit of Netflix has grown a lot, from $140 million profit to trailing 12 months in 2022 a profit of 5 billion. That's very good if you ask me. Netflix, the good, the bad and the downright ugly as investors brace for Q2 earnings. It will have Q2 earnings release on 18th of July.
All eyes are on Netflix ahead of the company's second quarter earnings next week. But as the streaming wars heat up, what can Netflix expect going forward? Yahoo Finance's Alexandra Canal joins us now to break it down. Again, it's next week, but it's very important earnings given the miss that they had on subscribers last quarter. What are you watching?
That's right, Brian. Investors are bracing for impact on the heels of this earnings report. Netflix said it expects to lose an additional 2 million subscribers in the second quarter. So let's break down the good, the bad, and the downright ugly ahead of next week's earnings. Let's start with the good, since we're optimists here at Yahoo Finance. Number one, their upcoming ad-supported tier. That's expected to hit the market at the end of this year. We got the news yesterday that Netflix has chosen Microsoft as its partner to help roll this out. Morgan Stanley analyst Benjamin Swinburne said in a new note that tapping this opportunity should help drive average revenue per unit growth with less reliance on consumer price increases. Another benefit for Netflix is its strong slate of original content. Stranger Things, Squid Game, all broke records, all up for Emmys this year, and that should continue to lure in new users and maintain existing ones as well. And then finally, Netflix seems to be more carefully thinking about costs and adjusting their overall spend. We saw 2 big layoffs recently, 150 workers cut in May, 300 jobs slashed in June, and job postings at an all-time low. So although unfortunate for those workers, it was necessary to Netflix to really stabilize that free cash flow, which we know is increasingly important to investors. Now let's get a little bit more pessimistic. The bad things that we have to watch for Netflix. We have potential peak subscriber penetration approaching in the US and Canada. That's contributed to lower price targets, bearish sentiments from analysts in regards to that subscriber growth, and related to that, foreign exchange, a big weak spot for Netflix as the dollar remains incredibly strong relative to other currencies. Bank of America estimates that Netflix could see about $267 million worth of FX headwinds to revenues in the second quarter, so something to watch there. And then finally, the ugly, recession vulnerability. That continues to remain a risk that could worsen consumer sentiment, increase churn, and limit the pricing power of Netflix, which we know operates at a premium relative to their competitors, and that competition, right, that's greatly increased over the last few years, and that could limit growth in new markets and possibly cannibalize Netflix when they roll out that ad-supported tier. So some good, some bad, but certainly a lot to watch for next week.
Netflix is switching to marketing before releases. Starting with its next release, The Gray Man, Netflix is taking a more conventional approach and spending more on pre-release marketing. The streaming service is orchestrating one of its biggest promotional pushes ever, ahead of its 22nd July streaming debut of The Gray Man, a spy thriller starring Ryan Gosling. The campaign includes billboards in several cities as well as TV advertising spots during major sporting events. The campaign is a test for the world's most popular paid video service, which hasn't historically prioritized marketing titles before their release. Major movie studios spend tens of millions of dollars on marketing campaigns ahead of big releases to drive ticket sales on opening weekend. TV networks do the same so a show can grab a large audience upon its debut. Netflix spent more than $2.5 billion last year on marketing, but it has never invested as much per title as its peers in Hollywood. It saves money by not spending so much on marketing upfront, which would cost billions of dollars more, given that it releases hundreds of titles a year. The company has relied on its algorithm so to serve the right show to the right viewer, and then spends money to amplify a project that's already popular. Netflix has been re-evaluating its strategy, especially after a subscriber loss caused its stock to fall more than 70% this year. The company's growth has slowed to a crawl in some of the biggest countries in the world, at the same time that services such as HBO Max, Disney Plus, and Hulu have eaten into its share of the streaming market. Netflix plans to introduce a cheaper advertising-supported version of its service later this year, and just this week selected Microsoft Corporation to handle the advertising, sales, and technology. The company hopes that will entice price-conscious consumers to sign up for Netflix. Increased competition has also made it harder for Netflix titles to stand out from the crowd. The company wants to make fewer but better movies. I agree with this, totally. It structured its marketing department earlier this year, not long after hiring a new chief marketing officer, Marion Dicos. Netflix has cycled through 3 CMOs in the last few years. Netflix has ramped up its marketing spend over time and staged large pre-release marketing campaigns for new seasons of hit TV shows such as Stranger Things, Ozark, and Bridgerton. It bought national TV spots last month for Hustle, a basketball drama starring Adam Sandler, as well as The Sea Beast, an animated film. Marketing budgets for movies have started to rise along with production budgets and star power. Netflix spent upwards of $100 million to produce Red Notice, an action comedy starring The Rock, Ryan Reynolds, and Gal Gadot. The talent deals on Red Notice alone cost more than $50 million, according to reports. The Gray Man is one of Netflix's most expensive bets yet, with a reported production budget of $200 billion. At Netflix have also pushed for the company to release its movies in theaters, believing that will generate additional money and awareness. Theaters won't show the movies unless Netflix commits to spend money on marketing and an exclusive theatrical release of at least a few weeks. Hastings and Sarandos remain skeptical of the benefit of movie theaters. The Gray Man will appear in cinemas for just a week before it's available on the service, and it won't be in most of the major chains. Here you can see an ad for Netflix movie Resident Evil. Netflix institutional holdings, the top 2 positions. Vanguard has invested $6.4 billion in Netflix stock, and BlackRock has invested $5.2 billion in Netflix stock. Netflix stock forecast and price targets based on 41 Wall Street analysts offering 12-month price targets for Netflix in the last 3 months. The average price target is $256, with a high forecast of $400 and a low forecast of $157. The average price target represents 35% change from the last price of $189 in the stock market. If you are interested in Netflix stock, don't forget about tomorrow, when Netflix will be releasing Q2 earnings report and data about its subscriber base, if it shrank or has grown. It's very interesting to see. Do you think in the long run Netflix will lose or gain subscribers? What do you think about Netflix teaming up with Microsoft and bringing a cheaper plan with ads? I'd like to know your opinion on all of this. Please leave a comment below. If you liked this video, please smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm so that other people like you see this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. I appreciate all of you that watch my videos. See you next time.